Hey, what's going on, everybody? David here, back again with another video. So this month and a half or so has been pretty crazy. I've gotten, a bunch of movies, obviously. And there's still some more videos to come on that front. But I've also gotten a lot of other stuff. So I figured I'd do like just this. I was gonna say quick, but it's probably not gonna be that quick. Cool, like just like cool stuff haul video. I don't know, cool stuff pickups or something. Um, because I've actually accumulated a pretty good amount of stuff that's pretty cool. I mean, as I've stated before, I'm an all-around collector. I love comics, games, toys, movies, a little bit of everything. So this month has been pretty awesome, and lucky, to be honest. I mean, I picked up a bunch of action figures, to be honest, like over the past just like month and a half or so. I started trying to collect some of the What If figures. I think it's like the second series of What If. I got Wanda here, Zombie Wanda, recently, and well, he's not one of them, but High Evolutionary I found really cheap, like $8 or something, like $7. So that's pretty cool. I used to dabble in toy photography, so I'm getting some more figures and stuff like that because I'm trying to see if I can kind of get back into it as just a bit of a side hobby, kind of thing. And I got Loki, classic Loki, with glorious purpose. he actually is a really cool figure, very basic and straight to the point, but I love the sculpt of him and the way he just like stands there, very smug looking, is really cool. I love you can pose him like that with the hands and everything. So it's pretty neat to have this one. I loved him. He was one of my favorite parts of Loki. Howard the Duck, this little guy right here, is pretty cool. He's just, I think he would be cool to take pictures of. As simplistic as the figure is, I think he'd be pretty neat just to take some various like pictures of him like out and about, around town and stuff like that. So that'd be pretty cool. And he also comes with Ant-Man's head, which is kind of cool. And if you guys have seen What If, and you know what this is, and the glass case comes off. Scott Lang. Now, the weird one that I didn't want to get, but I had to, was this guy. I know he was a big part of WandaVision and stuff like that, but come on, man. But he is a pretty cool sculpted figure. I wonder if I could just like pop another head on him or something like that and use him as something, or like repurpose him in some other way. But he is a pretty cool sculpted figure though. So that at least I do appreciate. And the only reason I'm trying to get all the figures in that whole line is to finish up my Build-A-Figure for Khonshu. I really dig this figure. He's a really big figure compared to the other guys. So all I'm missing is an arm and a head. So I believe that is Red Skull. He has a cosmic cube, and oh my god, what's the other one? I can't remember. I'm spacing on it. But it's He Who Remains. Which I'm not a big Jonathan Majors fan, but yeah. So those are the two that I have to get to complete my Khonshu Build-A-Figure. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as on that front for those figures there in that line. Also got my Deadpool Wolverine coin, my token. I tried 6 different times for that darn little necklace, and I stopped before I used up all the coins. And I figured, I was like, look, at least keep one of the coins. So I got that. So that's a cool addition to my Deadpool collection that I have going. That's pretty neat. I'm still after. I think I'm gonna hit Dave and Buster's soon, because I think they have a claw machine there as well. And then also I found these. I kind of went figure crazy. I found these very cheap, and it was kind of shocking that I found these pretty cheap. They're normally about $20 a piece, and I found some Ninja Turtles. Really cool. And again, like I said, I was like, well, I can just pop these open and start taking some pictures of these guys. They're really cool. They're the my favorite turtles, the classic cartoon turtles from the 80s and stuff. So I got Leonardo, which he's my favorite out of the bunch. Raphael, he was a little harder to find. I found him separately. I had to track him down a little bit. I got all these at Ross, mind you, for like $8, which is pretty cool. Michelangelo, right there. It comes with all these cool accessories, different hands, another head. So right there, it's worth it for $8. I mean, come on. Like, as you can see, there goes the back here. They all kind of come, with the same kind of stuff. So that's pretty neat. Throw that one on the floor. And then Donatello. He was my second favorite growing up. He comes with pizza. That's pretty neat. But have you guys seen any of these out in the wild? I saw the whole team. I saw the majority of these all at once, and so I was like, okay, I can't waste this opportunity. And then one of my favorite ones that I don't recall. I'm sure there is an episode of Ninja Turtles with this guy, but he was one of my favorite characters. I had the original Ninja Turtles action figure of him, but I don't recall there ever being a cartoon version of him. I don't think, anyway. And it's Slash. I don't remember him looking like that 100%. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but anyway, one of my favorites. So I had to pick this up, and it's glow in the dark. He glows in the dark. I haven't tried it out yet. I'm gonna open all these, and like I said, you'll probably be seeing some pictures here and there of me, kind of posing these guys around and stuff. I do have a toy photography page. If you guys want to check it out, this is like just a little bit of stuff I've done in the past. It's on Instagram, CD_toys. I did a couple of things there, and I'll probably be using that account just to kind of goof around and post some photos. But yeah, I could not pass this one up for sure. $8, really cool. I won't bore you with the opening of all of these things, but Wolverine. I found a Wolverine out in the wild for $8. That's crazy. That's pretty nuts, because Wolverines usually they're not. You don't find them very often, except for like when they come out, and then a little bit after that, they're non-existent. You don't see them on the shelves. This is a newer Wolverine with the, as you can see there, when he got resurrected, he has fire claws there. But I have about I think 3 Wolverines. So Wolverines are always needed in the collection, and they're great to have as extras. This guy I was very surprised. Thor. I found a Thor figure. This is from the newer comics. Yeah, it looks really cool. He's a hefty figure too. Love that he has Mjolnir there. But nice. I can't remember the Build-A-Figure character, to be honest. It's the controller, but I'm trying to think if I recall that bad guy at all, that villain. I don't think so. But really cool, hefty figure to have. $8, man. This was kind of insane. That's why I went a little wild. But rightfully so, I guess. I mean, if you guys ran into these, tell me you guys would pass them up or not. Next up is Human Torch. I found these cool retro style the Fantastic Four figures. Human Torch. I This is my first Human Torch. I've never owned a Human Torch figure, so I had to get this one. This is really cool. I have a Thing figure, and then I found Invisible Woman as well. So that's really cool. I've never had an Invisible Woman figure. That's cool also. The only one that I'm missing, well, I mean, if you want to get technical, I don't have the Thing in this series or Mr. Fantastic. And then I did end up, as you saw earlier, did pick up the High Evolutionary as well. So, I mean, just that in itself is a pretty cool find. Like, and this, just that, those figures were in the span of like, maybe like 2 weeks or so. And I was bringing home figures left and right. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I'm like, okay, I got to plan out some time at some point and take some pictures of this stuff because they're pretty awesome. I love the sculpts on them. Next up, I have some comics. I know I got some fans of comics out there. And so I started picking up some comics here and there. This is what I've accumulated in the past like 2 months or so. And this is just a little bit of it. If you guys want to see some really good stuff, let me know in the comments. I came across a pretty cool collection of comics that I could not pass up. And I'll leave that story for another video if you guys are interested. Like I said, let me know in the comments. One of the ones I picked up was this one, New X-Men. What is it? 114 right here. I cannot stand these suits. I will say that, and be honest, this is the only New X-Men comic that I own. I could not, I just, for the life of me, I could not get into X-Men during this era. And this is probably a very important era. Also, there's a lot of first appearances, a lot of major storylines that have happened out of this era, and I may have to go back and pick up some just because, you know, the importance of some of the stories that happened in there. But this one is important. This is the first appearance of Cassandra Nova. So she's going to be the villain, or a villain, in Deadpool and Wolverine. So this is the first appearance of her, and also the first appearance of their new ugly suits that you guys may remember from Dark Phoenix. Did not dig that at all. This is X Factor number 23. Old school comic from 1987. And this is the first appearance of Trevor Fitzroy here. This is when X Factor was the old X-Men team, the original X-Men team, went off and formed X Factor. So that's a pretty cool one. I got that one really cheap. The first full appearance of Bishop is X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 283. His first full appearance. His partial, I guess you could say cameo, was the one previous to this, 282. And he's actually on the cover of that one too. So, but this is, I guess, the first full appearance of him in the comic. And this one's pretty cool. I got this one for the importance of this one. And this is Uncanny X-Men and Teen Titans, and the new Teen Titans right here. This is one of the first, it's up there as one of the first, it's not the first, but it's up there as one of the first, I think, Marvel DC crossovers. And this, in a weird, weird way, or weird thing that happens in this book. This is an important book because this is the first appearance of the Source Wall, which is essentially like a wall that divides like the multiverse and things like that. So that's a very important, key book out there. And I got that one really cheap too. The New Mutants #1. I've always wanted this book. Never had a chance to pick it up, or just kept forgetting to pick it up. And I saw it for a very good price. And in very good condition, mind you. And so I had to grab this one as well. And then we have New Mutants number 26. And I had to get this one because this is the first appearance of Legion, which is the son of Charles Xavier, which he impacts in the future. You know, after this, in the future, he impacts the X-Men, and it creates the Age of Apocalypse stories. If you guys did not know, but if you look very closely, it's in picture perfect condition. Fantastic book on the cheap. Next up, I had this idea. This next group of comics, I had an idea to start picking up some comics that meant something to me. They were more of a keepsake for my family. And I decided, I was like, wouldn't it be cool to get a comic for each of my family members from the month and year that they were born? So that was a little bit of a treasure hunt that I was going on for a bit, and I'm almost done. I need one more, and I'll tell you what that one is, or what that era is, in a minute. First up, this is one that I got to represent my son, and this one came out in July of 2010, and this is Avengers number 1, and this is the start of the heroic age of comics. This is an age where they try to, I don't want to say they rebooted stuff, but they tried to make more palatable stories for people to just be able to consume very, very quick. They weren't like these like overly extended storylines between 6-12 books kind of thing. And I think this era, I think, stayed around for about like a handful of years or something like that, until they kind of went down a different route. But this is a variant cover of Avengers number 1, and I love this cover. And like I said, it looks very, very cool, very heroic, and I got this one to represent my son. And next up, we have a book that represents my daughter. Not because she's vicious like Thor. This is The Mighty Thor number 25. And I had to go for this gold foil. They do have a very regular version, but this is an awesome, awesome cover. John Romita Jr. cover here. Fantastic. And I picked this one specifically because in it, you'd have to open it up. There is a battle between Thor and Thanos in it. And he essentially does what he should have done in Infinity War, and he went for the head and defeated Thanos by the end. He didn't chop his head off, but you know, he smashed his head down pretty good and defeated him. So this is a really cool book and special book to represent my daughter, and this one came out in July of 2000. So yep, so my son and my daughter are both in July, so that's kind of crazy. And then I got 2 books for my birthday, month and year. And the first one is Daredevil 197. And this one's pretty special. This is the first appearance of Yuriko Oyama. And that is, she becomes Lady Deathstrike in the future. She becomes an X-Men, more of an X-Men villain than anything, and she is involved heavily with Wolverine. So that's pretty cool. So I couldn't pass this one up. Really, really cool. And this one is for August of 1983. August 1983. Another August 1983 is Alpha Flight number 1. So it's very obvious I had to get this one. This is Wolverine's old Canadian team. And there's a pretty good amount of appearances from other heroes in this one as well, if I remember correctly. But fantastic book, great condition as well. That's another thing that I try to go after, especially with these more sentimental books. I'm trying to get them in in the best possible condition, so that way I can kind of frame them up at some point. And then lastly, to finish off this video, this one is for my wife, and this is X-Men number 160, Uncanny X-Men number 160, and this is the first appearance of, I believe, adult Ilyana Rasputin. That's Colossus's sister, and she later becomes Magic in the comics. So this is a pretty cool era for X-Men in general, and the cover is pretty awesome as well. A lot of action happening on there, so I had to pick this one up to represent my wife. This is really, really cool. And this was August of 1982. So yep. So yeah, so those are the special ones. The last bit of them are the special ones for me. I'm trying to see if I can find a way to display them. I don't think I want to go the route of getting them graded, like slabbed or anything like that, but maybe framed up really nicely or something like that. So I am missing one book that I don't have, and maybe you guys have any leads out there of a book that I could find from a certain time. And that would be January 1945. Yeah. So I don't want to pay an arm and a leg either. I've looked and looked and looked, and I found a few books that could be possibilities, and I don't want to say them just yet, but that could be coming, and that'll be probably a video just by itself if I end up finding one at some point soon or eventually. And that's to represent my mom. So January 1945, if anybody, even if it's a beat up copy of something cool, you know, it could be Batman, Superman, I don't know, something like that. It could be like cowboy comics or something, you know, something along those lines. Something strange, like even they have like, I know they have like military comics and stuff like that, or even something cartoony, like I don't know, Richie Rich, or I'm trying to think back of what could be during that, like, is it considered Bronze Era? I don't know. I can't remember. But no, not Bronze Era. It'd be like Silver Age. I think, if I remember correctly. I don't know. But anyway, so if there's any leads out there for something that could be cool, that would be extremely helpful. And just let me know in the comments, and then I can, you know, we can get together. I can seek out something or whatever. But anyway, thank you guys so much for checking out this video and hearing me ramble. Please hit that like button if you dug it or found it informative in any way. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, because I will be coming back with more videos as always. And with all that being said, if you guys dug any of this stuff, like, you know, action figures videos or comic videos, you know, I have a trading card video coming up, another one soon, some gaming stuff as well. Let me know in the comments what you guys dig, and I can maybe do like a video here and there, you know, for this stuff, because I love all this stuff. I love talking about all this stuff. And yeah, so we'll catch you next time.